Okay. Well, a very good morning from Phuket, and what a beautiful Sunday morning it is. I've come over to, well, the edge of Kata and the edge of Karon. You'll see what I mean in a moment. And we're going to have a walk around and take a look at this area, see what changes has happened since I was last here. I've just ducked in here to set up a little bit of shade because, as you can see, it's another stonker of a day. So very warm at the moment, so when I'm trying to set up, try to find a bit of shade. Makes a change actually today to have somewhere that I've just ducked into under cover to set up, because normally I'm pouring a sweat by the time I start the video. Honda Wave there, that's what I've come over on, my little scooter. People think, well, why do I choose that? Well, it's a plodder, what I call a plodder, only 100 cc's, but it's slow and safe. I do have a choice of some other motorbikes that I can use, and even a car, but I always tend to, let me just adjust the tripod, I always tend to pick the Wave. Simply, as I say, it's a slow machine, you can't really go fast on it, but it does mean you're safe. Let's get on with the video and take a look at where I am. So, as I mentioned, we are on the edge of Kata and the edge of Karon, and this is really where Kata and Karon meet. Show you the road we're on. This area was quite heavily impacted by the COVID situation, but I'm glad to say that this area is 99% recovered. And we're going to have a wander down Karon Road, which is at the bottom here. And we're going to head towards Karon. Let me just make sure that I've got the key for the motorbike, because I always tend to, yes I have, in my pocket, forget something in the rush of trying to set up everything. And we're going to have a look at what's down this road. Now, for those of you who follow my channel regular, you'll have seen that this road had a lot of businesses closed. Swaddy Cap, good morning. But I'm glad to say, little coffee shop there, that's quite nice. Let's just have a quick look on the board. Good morning. Morning. So some reasonable prices there for coffee. Espresso, 60 baht. Nice little shop there. Very nice. And next door to that, we've got a barber's sign, but there isn't a barber's. In fact, it's Thai souvenirs, woodwork, pottery, that type of stuff. Now, there used to be a really nice restaurant here. It's still there, but you have to go in the other side. I don't understand why they haven't opened this side of the restaurant, but it's not looking fantastic. But that, so I hear, is a very good restaurant to dine at. I haven't dined there personally, it's just from reviews that I've read. As I say, we're going to make our way down to the end of this road. We're going to turn right and we're going to walk along Karon Road. Massage here. Now, yesterday evening I was over at Nika market. I was actually trying to find a rucksack, something a little bit smaller than what I've got on my back now, because of it being so hot. When you're carrying a rucksack, obviously I need this to carry my cameras around. My back gets very hot and sweaty and it's not nice. So I was after a smaller rucksack than this one, because this one's quite a big one and it's all padded and it's great for cameras, but in this sort of weather it's a little bit too much. But unfortunately I didn't manage to find what I was looking at, but I have found one this morning on Lazada. For those of you who don't know, over here in Thailand we have a couple of online companies. Just get across here. One of them being Lazada and one being Shopee. They're both a bit like Amazon really, that type of thing, or eBay, but without the bidding, so it's just a set price. And I've managed to find a small rucksack for 79 baht. Yes, 79 baht. How good it's going to be, I don't know. We'll have a look when it comes. And with the shipping, good morning. Good morning. Accessory shop there. Bags and stuff. Just as I say, I just bought one. The shipping was 15 baht, so we'll have a look when it comes to see how good it is. Hopefully it'll do the job. but it just shows you that you can't always get the bargains at the market. Unfortunately, Nika market used to be very, very good at one time for bargains and bags and shoes and everything, but over the years, as I mentioned on yesterday's video, it has got more expensive, so just bear that in mind if you're going to Nika. But let's take a look at this area. So this is that restaurant that I was showing you on the other side just there. It is quite a nice looking restaurant, and it does have reasonable reviews. I'm not going to say they're fantastic, but it does have some good reviews. Might be somewhere you might want to check out if you're staying in the area. Now of course, that really down there, this sort of junction here that's in front, is the edge of Kata, and just a little bit round the corner is the bar area, which I'm going to try and get over and cover at night time, so you can see a bit of the nightlife that's going on here, because I'm sure it's improved a lot since I was last here. And then this way we're going down towards Karon, and we're going to walk down this road right down to Karon Beach. It's not too far, it's a reasonable walk. I'm glad to say that the mini golf place that was down here, that's modelled on the dinosaurs that I have covered in the past, has now reopened, so we're going to take a look at that. But you can see yourselves, quite a few businesses now open along this road, which is really great to see, because up until very recently it was a little bit depressing around here. It was quite a few places shut. Great big bag shop there and hats. If I hadn't purchased one, I'd go over and have a look, but as I say, I've got one. I don't think I'm going to get one for 79 baht on the high street, that's for sure. Massage. Good morning, Nika. Have a quick look at the prices. So you can see Thai massage 300 baht there, oil massage 400 baht. This is for an hour. So reasonable prices for this area. Good morning, Nika. Motorbike hire. You're interested. I'm amazed at the amount of tourists that I see riding around on scooters that are not wearing helmets. Really disappointed really, because tourists should know a little bit better than the Thai people. The Thai people don't know any different in a way. It's not an excuse, but I mean really they ought to wear helmets. But foreigners, I don't understand it at all, because they know the benefits of wearing a helmet, but they seem to come out to Thailand and leave the common sense on the aeroplane. I'm not quite sure why you want to ride a scooter without a helmet. And some of these scooters now are quite quick, to say the least. I mean, most of them will do 100 kilometers an hour quite easy, which is 60 miles an hour. You come off a scooter in just shorts and flip-flops, and I tell you what, it's going to do some damage to your skin. And if you don't have a helmet, well, really silly in my opinion. But I'm amazed the amount of people that are not wearing helmets when they come over here. It is law, so just bear that in mind, and you are giving the police a perfect excuse to stop you if they see you. So it's down to yourselves really. But if you're going to hire a scooter, then please wear a helmet. So we're now just coming down to, oh, there's some accommodation here. This is all open now, so what we got here, Kata Garden Resort accommodation. This was closed for a very long time. It looks quite nice. I don't know much about it, but it's definitely got that sort of Thai feel to it. On the entrance there, you've got the elephant Buddha, and it looks really nice. There's an elephant over there, statue in the ground. They've got a large restaurant area here as well. Well, that looks a really nice accommodation. As I say, I don't know much about it. If you know about this resort, please do leave something in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts on this accommodation. But across the road we have the Dinosaur Park, or well, it's actually mini golf. So it's a restaurant with dinosaur mini golf. And from what I'm reading, it's now open, which is great because this is fantastic for families. I have covered it, it's been a long time ago, but it's fantastic. Really good for families with young children or even a group of adults, just to have some fun. But I believe it is now open. I don't know what days. Yeah, it is. I can see people in there. Let's go across and have a look. You can see people in the restaurant area cooking. So it must be open. Let's mosey over. That's great to see it back open because this was shut for, well, a long time. You can see there, people inside the kitchen cooking up breakfast, I'm guessing. But this is fantastic because you've got the restaurant area here and there's all different statues of dinosaurs, so great for the kids really. There is a bar area as well. I think this is the sort of bar area here. Yeah, it is. You can see alcoholic beverages just behind there. So you can come in here, have a meal, and then after your meal you can go and have a round of crazy golf in the mini Dino Park. And it really is fantastic, especially in the evening because it's all lit up and you can see yourself there, these dinosaurs, the statues. It's a really nice touch. So that's now back open and you just go in here. I'm going to come back and cover it again, sorry. And we're going to take a walk around one of the days. I'm going to be trying to do a lot more content for my channel. I have been lacking a little bit. I'm trying to put that right. I want to do some improvements overall on the channel and the content, get out and do a lot more. I mean, look at the weather. I mean, this is just perfect weather now for going out and getting around the island and showing it off. So quite a few places open, I can see now along here. It's great to see this because, as I say, for a long time it was well, most of these places were closed. And by the looks of it, most of them are now open, which is great. We've got a little mini mart here to the one side as well, which is nice to see. So you're gonna, I think there's a couple of mini marts along here. There's another one further down, I'm not quite sure. There's one, that's an independent one. And then we've got the Red Chopsticks restaurant. Again, I don't know much about this restaurant, whether it's very good or not. Let's have a quick look on the board so you get an idea of prices. Reasonable, not cheap by any means. I can see stuff on there for 600 baht. But cheap isn't always the best, neither is expensive. You can see the restaurant there. And we're coming down a little bit further. We're not that far away now from Karon Beach. We are going to go on the beach and take a look at the bottom end of Karon Beach. We've got a new kebab place there. I've not seen that one before. Exchange. Somebody waving over there wanting to get on film. Swaddy cap. So a few places here now opening up. Nice to see. Another exchange place coming on the left and a mini mart. So I was right. This looks like, is it a family mart? I'm not quite sure. Can't see that. Oh, 7-Eleven. So we've got a 7-Eleven as well. Very popular mini mart over here. Plenty of places to hire bikes if you want to hire them. Exchange place there. And then we're coming down to the Beyond. I'm not sure what this is called. Karon Beyond, is it? Or Beyond Karon? I'm not quite sure. It just says Beyond, that sign, this one. I know it's not the Beyond Kata because that's the other one. Okay, so we've got a big sign there. Beyond Resort Karon, this one is. So I'm guessing it's part of the same chain as the one that's in Kata. A nice hotel there right on the beach. Beautiful inside there. Looks really nice. Looking down, I don't know how well you can see that. But really nice inside there. Again, don't know much about this hotel. Opposite, seafood restaurant, not open at the minute. Later in the day. It is fairly early in the morning. I think it's around 11 o'clock-ish in the morning. And then we have Kata Villa, which is a restaurant. They have got accommodation as well. The restaurant's quite good. They do some really good prices in there, different deals and that. I'm not going to say it's fantastic food, but it's good food. So definitely worth going in and checking out. I have covered it a couple of times. Next door is Golden Paradise restaurant, which is an Indian restaurant. I've heard some good things about this restaurant actually, because I follow one of the food groups here in Phuket, and the one that runs the food group has eaten there and given it a very, very good review. And then we have the Tan Terrace, which is a beach club here in Karon. Now, I have visited it, I have done a video on it, so you can go and check that out. Mixed on this one, it's not exactly cheap, it's certainly a little bit pricey on the food. Some of the tables that you have to pay for overlooking the beach, honestly, I think they're overpriced. I have seen prices on some of the tables of 3,000 baht. Now, I don't know whether that's like a minimum spend, that you've got to spend 3,000 baht to actually sit at that table, or you have to pay 3,000 baht for the actual table. I mean, if it's the latter, then I think that's way, way too much, a total rip-off. 3,000 baht just to sit at a table overlooking the beach. I mean, there's plenty of places where you can have a nice view without paying that sort of money. So I don't know about that, but I mean, I have eaten in there and the food was okay. It didn't blow me away. It wasn't cheap. Would I recommend it? It's somewhere to go, check out. You have to make your own mind, see whether it's suitable for you. But a lot of these beach clubs, they tend to be expensive for what they are. I guess that's just the nature, the way things are with the beach clubs. They can be very pricey. So just bear that in mind if you're going to go in one of the beach clubs around the island. I know I haven't covered too many at the moment. They are on the list to do, but as I've said, they can work out expensive to go in there. So of course I have to pay for it out my own money, so I have to save that money to be able to go in there. And I think 3,000 baht just to sit at a table overlooking the beach is a bit, you know, it's not something I'd want to do. If you want to do it, you're on holiday, then fine. You know, I'm not saying anything about it. If you've got money to spend and you're on holiday, then great, go and do it if that's what you want to do. For me personally, I think it's a bit expensive. So watch out for the beach clubs because they can be pricey. You can see they're beautiful today, it really is. The colour of the water, I don't know how well the camera's picking that up at the minute. I'm just coming through the trees here, just see the beach area there, fantastic. And just in front here, oh beautiful, what a cracking month, really is March. Let's go down onto the beach. Let's get a bit better view of the beach. Just watch where I'm walking. Don't want to fall over. Might be amusing for the viewers, but not so much for me. So we're at the northern end, as I say. No, we're not. Let's get it right. We're at the southern end of Kata Beach. Let's try and get it right. So this is really the start of, not Kata, I've just said Kata Beach. It's not Kata, is it? It's Karon. So we're at the southern end of Karon Beach. I'll get it right in a minute. And that is the Kata, well, keep saying Kata. We're in Karon. Come on, Tony, we're in Karon, not Kata. So that is the Beyond Karon resort that we've just been looking at the front, and then next to it here, right on the edge of the beach line, is the Tan Terrace. They do have a lovely spot, but as I've mentioned, you will pay for the privilege. So just bear that in mind, but just look at this. How fantastic. Beautiful Karon Beach, especially when the weather's like it is today, just fantastic. And I can see already, let me just bring the camera around nice and slowly. You can see for yourselves, it's busy. It's very busy. Lots of people out on the sun lounges, the chairs. Got plenty of people hiring those. And look at the colour of the water, wow. Very inviting indeed. Fortunately, I don't have my swimming trunks on today. Whew. It's certainly warm, no doubt about it. It is warm. Just look at this, fantastic. Beautiful beach here in Karon. Lovely stretch of sand. So I want to come over in the late evening as well, do a little bit more on the nightlife that's happening in Karon. As I've said, I'm going to be doing a lot more content for my channel. I really want to start and push it a little bit, lift up the subscriber numbers, because I know it's slowed a little bit over the last few months. That's my fault, of course, because I'm not outputting the content, I'm not putting stuff that people want to watch. So I'm going to do my best to try and change that situation and bring you some stonking content. But look at that. Great to see it this busy. Really is. Fantastic. So a lot of people asking which is the best areas to stay. Well, it's very hard to recommend which is the best area, because in Phuket you're spoilt really for choice. Whether you're staying in Kamala, Surin, Bantao, again, all fantastic areas. Kata, Karon, Patong, all great areas. And it really comes down to you as the individual and what you're actually looking for. So I get a lot of people ask me, where do I recommend? Well, it's very hard to recommend somewhere to somebody I don't even know. I don't know what they like, they want to do, what facilities they want. It's very difficult. I try to show off the areas as best as I can so that you can make your own mind whether it's suitable for you. But Karon has a fantastic beach. So if you're looking for good beach, then Karon has a good beach. It drops away in the water very gradually, so it's good for children. So if you've got a family, that's worth considering, because not all the beaches are so good for children around on the island of Phuket. One of those beaches that I'm thinking of is Surin, because it drops away quite sharply at Surin, so the young ones can get out the depth quite quickly. But here you haven't got that worry. So if you've got younger children, it's a consideration that you need to take in. If you don't want to do any snorkeling, you just want sand, well, you can see it yourself. The sand here is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it is proper sand. I have shown a few beaches over the last few weeks where the sand hasn't been so great. Hossain or Jungle Beach, it's more of a shingle than a sand. But this, as you can see, let me just get some dry stuff. This is really, really fine. So you can see yourself, it's a really good beach. So great for families, great for swimming, reasonably safe this time of year. Coming in the high season, then you haven't got to worry about the beaches as regards the undercurrents. I have mentioned it on past videos. In the low season, the rainy season, you do have to be careful of the beaches on this side of the island, including Karon and Kata, Patong. They all have undercurrents to some degree. But in the high season like now, you haven't really got to worry about that at all, unless we're having storms. We're not having any storms. There's very, very few clouds. But fantastic. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you're thinking about coming to Kata or Karon, then it's give you an idea of this area, what it's doing at the moment. You can see yourself, it's very busy. There's a lot of people in the water. I mean, it's not even late in the day. It's still quite early actually, and there's a lot of people about. I'm surprised myself just how many people are over here and have been coming over for the last few months. Of course, we have had a surge in tourism because of the Russian situation. There's a lot of Russians over here at the moment, but there are quite a few different nationalities, not just Russians. You know, we've got a lot of Europeans, Americans, South Americans are coming over here. We've got Indians coming here. So a good mixture really, and of course the Chinese are now starting to come back slowly. So there's a good mixture of different cultures here in Phuket at the minute. And if you're coming to Karon, then you're going to have a fantastic time, especially if you're leaving in the next few days, because this month is forecast to be as it is now all month long. So we're having a stonker. Of course, next month, April, we're going towards the Thai New Year, Sokran. I'm expecting it to be excellent this year because we haven't seen it for 3 years. It hasn't been allowed. Well, the actual festival has gone on, but there hasn't been any what they call the water play or the water fighting, which this year is going to be allowed, because I've already seen Phuket town, the local administration here are starting to allow people to apply for the things that they need for the water play. involved in Sokran, so I'm expecting it to be a very, very chaotic and mad time, but also fun. I will of course be out and about during that time, so got my cameras on the go, filming all the fun that we will have. We shall go of course all around different areas, not just Patong, because as I've said before, Phuket is a lot larger than just Patong, and I shall cover Kata and Karon, but Patong by far is probably the main area for Sokran and the water fighting, obviously Bangla Road, etc. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Do leave me any comments down below. I'm always interested on hearing what people have to say about the different areas. Until next time, you take care, and I'll catch you on the next one.